everybody who's tuning in on the YouTube. This is the first episode of the General Public Financial Services Show. Not sure if that's what we're gonna call it, but for right now, that's what we're doing. All right. I'm here with a great friend, brother, and business partner of mine, Mr. Dani Blair. Welcome, Mr. Dani Blair.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now look, so we brothers. So I'm not gonna call you Mr. Blair throughout this show. We're gonna let them know this is like a family thing. I'm gonna call you
Okay.
Donnie. You're gonna call me by my first or my middle name, Anthony Darnell, whatever you want to do.
Yes.
All right, but
No problem.
we're gonna keep it comfortable, right? All
All
right.
right.
So one of the great things that I wanted to do with bringing out this show is I wanted to show people, some of the success stories, even some of the hardships, um, about starting your own business, not just in the business that we're in, but starting your own business and entrepreneurial stuff. Period, all across the board. So this channel is going to be geared towards motivation. It's going to be geared towards business insight with sales and development. I'm sorry, with sales and marketing, and personal development, and it's gonna shine light on the services and the products that we offer here at General Public Financial Services. All right.
Okay, great.
So
Awesome.
one of the things that I wanted to do, is I wanted to bring you on, as the first guest, because you are the person who introduced me into network marketing, and got me thinking, outside the box of where I was from, and helped me to start my first business venture. So I thought it would be only right that you come and bless the show as the first guest.
All
All
right,
right.
thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, okay, let's do that.
All right. So first of all, let's give the audience just a little bit about yourself personally before we go into some of the questions that I have. Like, where is Donnie Blair from? And just give them a little bit about yourself and your background.
Okay, yeah. Again, my name is Dani Blair. I'm from Queens, New York, born and raised. Lived on 198th Street, a very family-oriented block.
Mm,
Mom and dad got five brothers and sisters. Um, I went to school, high school out in Flushing. Big up to Flushing, the Red
okay.
Devils.
Hmm.
Yeah, I played a little football. I was really into football. Mostly all my life, I was really into football a lot. So, other than that, man, I was into music.
Okay.
Did a lot of music with a group of my friends. You know that because you are definitely one of my music group partners.
All right. All right. All right.
So yeah, man. So definitely had a lot of fun, man. I actually had a real child life. Grew up as kids playing in the front yard, riding bicycles and things like that. So that's pretty much where I'm at. How I came up. You know what I mean? That's pretty much how I came up.
Okay. So when you were younger, did you were you always thinking about being an entrepreneur or a businessman, or did you have
N-
other aspirations?
Yeah, I had other aspirations. I always felt I was either gonna be in the NFL or a big time rapper.
Okay. Like most young black guys in the hood.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That's where it was gonna go. Either or, not basketball necessarily. Basketball more like a hobby for me, but football and making music. That's pretty much where I was at.
Okay. So when did that change for you? When did that change?
Well, with football officially that changed after I was actually hit by a car,
Mm,
and me and my friend was on a bicycle got hit by a car. So once I got the sustainable injuries like that, that took me out of the football world.
got you.
Music, as we still dip and dab in that. That's something that we don't necessarily have to
You
let
never
go.
gave
No
that up.
injury. Yeah, no injury can stop that. Right.
Right. Got you. All right. So what were you doing when you first was introduced, or before you started your business in Legal Shield? What were you doing
Mm.
right before then?
Well, me and my friends, as we had a group, man. We was performing in different areas in New York and in New Jersey. Like I said, that was one of the things that I actually really planned on doing. Um, Other than that, I had the regular jobs like everybody else. I worked at the movie theater, Sunrise movie theater, and things like that to make money and things. But
Okay.
Really, really went hard with the music as far as that goes, though.
Got you. Okay. So how were you introduced to Legal Shield?
Well, that accident I told you about that took me out of the football, the law firm that was taking care of my case, one of the paralegals from that law firm introduced me to Legal Shield. I used to call the law firm so much, to find out what's going on in my case. The gentleman over the phone by name Mr. George, he pretty much said this guy is really consistent. He's very persistent about things. So and that's what he told me on the phone. And then he put me on a pre-recorded call, and I heard a gentleman by the name of Frank Coin,
Mm.
and it really impressed me, man. I wasn't a big math person at the time, but when I just heard the numbers from Frank Coin and the way he broke it down and how network marketing could really change things, I was interested.
Wow, that's dope. So let me dive deeper a little bit into that. How did he approach you with this idea of, hey, because like you said, he was a paralegal, you was calling, but
Mhm.
what was the conversation like when he brought this opportunity to you? Like, did he say, hey, I got something else that you might be interested in, or you looking for money? Like, what was that conversation like?
It was pretty simple, man. You could, like I say, he definitely told me that I was consistent, persistent, things like that. Um, and then he said, he just asked, did I keep my options open?
Mm.
And I said yes. I do keep my options open. And asked me if I had a few moments to listen to a pre-recorded call. And of course, because it was coming from a gentleman from a law firm. I was more
You were more receptive and open to it.
I was very yeah, exactly. I was more receptive to it. So I said, absolutely. So and like I say, he put me on that call. I listened. It was actually like an interview. Somebody was interviewing Frank Coin, and after I listened to it, man, like I said, the information just totally blew my mind. And I called him back. Well, he called me back in 15 minutes. It was like a 15-minute call. He called me back in 15 minutes and asked me what did I like best about it. Was it the money? Was the opportunity? No, I pretty much told him both, man. I thought both things were incredible.
Wow. Okay. So my next question is, once you got into, no, so did you take advantage of the opportunity and the business at first, or one or the other?
Well, I was invited to a private business reception over in like on Hillside, New York, on Hillside Avenue, and I went there with my brother-in-law. So once I actually got to see the information in full, can you see me? All
Yeah,
right,
I can
yeah,
see.
yeah. So once I got the information in full and seen it up close, and to be honest, at that meeting, you know, uh, for one, it was a black gentleman by the name of Darius Studdard, and I mean, he was just so professional. Um, I mean, it's that professionalism that I saw that was going on from the phone call to inviting me out to the private business reception, and then the person actually doing the meeting. I mean, I was shocked, man, and not only that, Mr. Studdard pulled out a magazine, and it had four black brothers on the front page of the magazine,
Mm.
and they weren't rappers or NFL players. You know
Wow.
what I mean? So that so these are like real businessmen that was doing this particular business, and they was on the front of a magazine, with their nice cars and their sharp suits. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's what got me, because when you growing up in the hood, you don't necessarily see too many businessmen like that, especially on the front of a magazine.
Right.
So I was in awe, man. I was like, oh wow, that's whew, like this is real. And then like I said, it was definitely more numbers. At the private business reception, and it was breaking down everything. What the average American make and what these guys are making and whatever in a day or so. So yeah, 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 that got me.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, so you were more into the opportunity at first. Did you take advantage of the membership and the opportunity right away, or did you do the opportunity and then gradually went into the membership?
So officially, um, I didn't even have the money to join the opportunity at first. I'll be
Mm.
honest.
Okay.
So I had went back and I asked my sister, because like I said, I brought my brother-in-law there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was able to tell my sister, it did sound good and things like that. So she let me borrow the money,
Wow.
and that's that's how I got fully involved. I got the membership, and yeah, and I got the opportunity at the same time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You
Yeah.
believed in it that much to where
Yes.
you basically got a loan
Yes.
and went into the business. And that's how
Mm.
what they usually say is that's the best way to start a business with
Yeah.
somebody else's money.
It's somebody else's money. Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
dope.
Absolutely.
All right,
Hmm.
so let me ask you, what year or how long ago did you actually join the business?
Oh wow. Uh, 2003. It was 2003. The end of 2000. Well, no. Let's see. August of 2003.
Okay. So what has kept you motivated? What has kept you going within this business? What drives you to still, to keep going and say, "Hey, I'm legal shielding."
Well, what's interesting is that the opportunity, as big as it was in 2003, is, you can say, it's almost bigger in 2021. So
Right.
when you're around, and you just see the growth of what's going on, and the service that people were getting, and the opportunity, like I said, that the company was providing, is it's just something hard to let go, man. It's just one of those things. Like, look, regardless of what I'll be doing in my life, this is something I never want to let go of, because
Mm,
you know you see all the different huge opportunities that already flew right by you. You growing up, you're not really looking towards those things, unless you're mostly looking towards your personal interests. Like I said, I was only looking towards music, only looking towards football.
right.
So, but uh, you do hear about some of your elders who missed out on investing in McDonald's and things like that. So,
Right.
and they tell you the stories like, yeah, somebody came around trying to tell us about McDonald's, but we was like, I didn't want to be that guy.
Got you.
So yeah, what keeps me motivated though is the fact that the opportunity continues to grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's great. Um, what would you say that you have learned from starting your business in Legal Shield?
Well, I learned a lot, man. But one of the most important things I learned, I believe, would be personal development. That was something totally new to me. That was introduced to me totally by uh, the folks in Legal Shield. So that was, that really changed my life, because I didn't know I didn't know about working on myself like that. It was,
Right.
everything else was pretty much work hard. Like whatever job you get, whatever you do, you're just working harder at that. Uh, I wasn't really being taught to work on me, and that business taught me how to work on me and how to learn from others to make myself better.
And man, that's so dope because I didn't know anything about personal development either until you
Uh,
introduced me to Legal Shield and we learned about personal development. We learned about Jim Rohn and the Brian
yes,
Tracy's and all the different books and different things like that. And growing up, how we grew up, we're just conditioned. We're conditioned to think
right,
away. And then within sports like you learn to condition your body. Within
right,
music, you learn to
hmm,
condition your pen, sharpen your
hmm,
skills. But inside here,
right,
where are we conditioning ourselves and or developing ourselves to
right,
be better? Without with in all aspects of life. So that's great.
Right.
It's the same thing here with me, man. Personal development has definitely changed my life. I just sent
Yes.
a friend a picture of all the different books that I have because he was like, "Man, I want to know about some of these books that you read." So I just sent him a picture of some of my favorite reads. Um, what 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 would you say is some of the transferable skills that Legal Shield has given you, or have you adopted from having this type of business and having this entrepreneurial spirit? What transferable skills, and when I say that, like things that you've, like how personal development builds you and builds your character. What things that you say that you've adopted that you can basically go anywhere in the world and do anything and use those same skills, the same things you learn and attach it to whatever else you're doing.
Well, let's see. I know. I mean, it definitely. It's really more of a how to respect the folks ahead of you.
Mm,
Because like there's a word that they use called edify and edification, and I just think that's worked in my life a lot because I'm sorry, just
mm-hmm.
it's my uncle trying to call in. So yeah, so Uncle Raymond, give me 5 minutes, please. He's probably somewhere out there, but anyway, so yeah, so uh just even when you're introducing a friend to someone, like I said, when you edify them, you pretty much you're giving the person a little history about them, but you're doing it in such a great way. You let them know that, look, how much this person has done, and how much fun they're having, and it's a thing that you don't necessarily just have to use in business. You can
Mm-hmm.
edify in your personal life. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just so people can have more respect for the folks that you bring into their life, because you're bringing someone into somebody else's life. So you want to make sure there's a respect there. Um, but transferable skill, I mean, learning how to help others and show others how to help others also.
Wow.
That's also been a blessing, because I definitely had some friends that definitely joined the business with me, and they was able to help others also. And you can see that, because you took a step in doing that, it let them realize that they could take those same steps and help others as well. So that's definitely one of the things also, man, just being able to help others.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. And edifying edification is a very powerful word.
Yes.
Very powerful word. Um, so how would you say have how has Legal Shield changed you or changed your life?
Wow. So be honest, it made me dream again,
Mm,
because you kind of stop dreaming after a while, especially, like I said, you grow up, you want to do a certain thing, and that doesn't come into fulfillment. So, when I saw Legal Shield, and it showed me about time freedom and financial freedom. I mean, these are words I never heard before
right.
until I got into the business. So, like, that's what really changed my life, because, like I said, I was able to dream again. I like time freedom, man. Just, yeah, if you could just go out and do what you want to do and still get paid, that's that's awesome, man.
That's
I mean,
beautiful.
yeah, you know what I mean? And
That's a beautiful thing.
yeah, and like I said, you get to show others that they can do the same. That's life changing. Of course, the books, like you said, the Jim Rohns, the Brian Tracy's, the T. Harv Eker, and
Mm-hmm.
so many books. Think and Grow Rich. All of
Mm-hmm.
those things helped change my life. All of those things. Another
Wow.
one, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Mm-hmm.
Those books right there helped me, man. It gave me a different way of thinking. And I can tell. I mean, they say once your mind is open, it can't go back. And I could tell I was never going back to my old ways of thinking once I got into this uh, personal development and things like that.
Dope. That is so dope. Um, what obstacles did you think you had to overcome um, with growing your business?
Well, I mean, it's the stick and stay, man. I mean, my second year in business, I lost my mother,
Mm,
and that was tough. And during the whole first year I even joined, I was pretty much caring for that whole time. So that was a fight because you want to go out, you want to do the right thing, you want to grow your business, but you also want to take care of mommy. You know what I mean? So
right.
that was pretty big for me. I'll be honest, because from I've heard so many stories in that company where people were able to like retire their mothers and fathers and things like that and buy them houses.
Mm,
So it I mean it put a damp on me, I'll be honest with you, when I lost my mom, because I'm like, ah man, one of the main people who I want to do something for
right.
is not here anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just had to, I just had to pray about it. I know my mother believed in it. She was a member.
Okay.
So that's one thing that kind of kept me in, is just the fact that I knew my mother was, she was my first member at that.
Wow.
And um and because she was married to my father, of course, he still has it to this day. He's 84 years old. So
Wow.
and my mother passed back in 2004.
Wow.
So he's kept his membership for all those years. So yeah, things like that, when you see people sticking to it, man, it makes you not want to quit.
Absolutely, man. That's great. Shout out to the angel, Miss Carol Blair.
Yes, shout out to
Absolutely. Absolutely.
mommy.
Yes. Um, if you could hit the restart button, what would you do differently when starting out in the business? Because sometimes when people just start running, they have to a lot of they have to learn things, right?
Hmm.
If you can restart, what is there anything that you would do different?
I probably wouldn't take any breaks. I took some breaks, man. I wouldn't take any breaks. I would just keep being consistent, persistent through the ups and the downs. Of course, the downs is what kind of take you away from things. But yeah, I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't
Mm,
let nothing deter me. I probably would have spent a lot less time with uh, my more chilling friends than my growing friends.
mm.
Um, so yeah, but for the most part, I just wouldn't have took any breaks. I took
No
some breaks.
breaks.
Life got to me a little bit, and I took some breaks. So I would not take a break. I would go full head, full speed ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great advice. Um, what is the best part about having a business such as a legal shield business?
Oh man, there's a lot of best parts, man. The relationships that you gain from it. That's one of the main things. You get to meet so much like-minded people,
Mm-hmm.
and that's almost like heaven. If you could find heaven on earth, that's heaven. When you could find some folks that think like you, and is no back and forth. You're wrong. I mean, when everybody's is pretty much on the same page.
And you could build with people that you could build
Yes,
with.
that's golden to me. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's dope. All right. And my final question, um, what would you say would be your number one or direct reason for the growth of your business throughout the years? If you can contribute to if you can contribute your growth to one thing, what would it be?
It would be. I'm gonna have to say sticking to the system, man. I noticed for every member that I was able to get these services to, when I did exactly what my coaches told me, it worked out best. There could be times when we think we know it all, and you got to be coachable. You got to kind of erase everything you think you know,
Mm.
and listen to the coaches, you know. So it's it's definitely that just sticking to the system, listen to the guys that did it before you. You know, don't think you can't do it because you can. It's a system. It's a simple system. You stick to that. That'll that'll keep you going.
Absolutely, man. That was awesome. You know what, Donnie, Mr. Blair, thank you very much for coming on the show, blessing us with the first episode, man. I think anybody
Absolutely.
who's joining the business can get a great idea of what it's like from what you
Hmm.
said, and have some great pointers on, like how you said, no breaks,
No breaks.
following the system, you
Hmm.
know, edifying the people that surround you. It
Hmm.
also gave you transferable skills. I mean, this is all great information that we can use, going forward with some of our prospects and people that we talk to, and they can see
Yes.
realistically. They can look at what we just did and know this wasn't a scripted commercial,
Right.
right? This is two
Not at
guys
all.
who join the business and can talk freely, openly, and real, give you a real
Yes.
deal of what it's like and joining the business and why you should. Um, so this is the first episode of the General Public Financial Show. My name is Anthony
Awesome.
Gay. This is Mr. Donnie Blair.
Yes,
Where can
sir.
they? You got any social medias you can plug into? That you can plug them into?
Yes, absolutely. Well, you can. Well, I have a Facebook, Legal Shield Associate Dani Blair. Um, we have a website, but like you said, the website you use because you're my partner. Go always
Hmm.
go to that website, General Public. So yeah, you can look me up on there. I keep my name the same, Dani Blair. So you can find me on Facebook,
Yep.
and we also have a website. My website is dg dgblair dot wearelegalshield.com.
All right, and tell them General Public Financial sent you.
Yes, absolutely. General Public Financial sent you.
Yes, and if you're definitely interested in joining the team, because you would be joining the team with us. Donnie is my team leader. He
Yeah.
brought me into this business. So if you're interested in working with us, learning the business, joining a team of young professionals who's out there trying to make a difference within our families and our communities, you can also go to generalpublic.wearelegalshield.com. That's general public financial dot wearelegalshield.com. And once again, this is the General Public Financial Show, and we are out.
All right. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, Donnie. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, bro. I got your
All right.
back.
No doubt, man. See you at the top.
See you at the top.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right. Peace.